a normal day in Japan. Like many devoted women in the world, the wife in this story always takes good care of her small family. She wasn't just cooking, she was creating comfort. She was building a foundation for the people she loved. Her husband was already getting ready for work, shirt tucked, bag packed, schedule full. And today, there was one more plate at the table, a third cup of tea, a folded blanket on the couch. Because that morning, they were welcoming someone important. Not a guest, not a stranger, but someone who needed a place to belong. He was their nephew, her husband's younger cousin, really, but close enough to feel like a little brother.
Hi.
He had just arrived from the countryside, lugging behind a worn-out suitcase and the heavy weight of expectations. His parents had saved for this trip. His teachers had encouraged him. Everyone in his small hometown believed he could make it to a top university. They believed he could be the first in the family to get that kind of future. No pressure, right? But stepping into that apartment, he suddenly felt it all crash down. The walls were unfamiliar. The city sounds outside were too loud. The apartment, while cozy, didn't smell like home. And though his relatives smiled kindly and welcomed him with open arms, a part of him wondered if he'd made a mistake, if he was already behind, if he was going to disappoint everyone. She saw that. She didn't say much. Instead, she offered him rice, soup, and a warm towel to wipe his face. She asked if he liked sweet or salty miso. She told him gently that he could use the study desk near the window. It had the best light in the mornings. And when he hesitated, unsure of where to put his things, she smiled and said, "Anywhere you like. This is your home too." Her husband had to leave for work. But before he walked out the door, he looked at her. Not with words, but with that silent trust couples build after years together. He was asking her to take care of the boy, to help him stay focused, to give him a chance. She nodded. Of course she would. That was the start of something quiet but powerful. Each morning, she rose a little earlier, not because anyone asked, but because she wanted the boy to have time to breathe before burying his head in books. He didn't realize it right away, but she was building the foundation beneath his feet. And little by little, the apartment stopped feeling foreign. He started waking up with more energy, started studying with more purpose, started believing just a little that maybe he could actually do this. But life isn't always that neat, and what happened next, he never saw coming. Weeks turned into months. The exam date drew closer, and with it came the mounting pressure. He barely left the apartment, except for mock tests and tutoring sessions they'd managed to find nearby. The apartment felt strangely empty that day. She kept herself busy, cleaning shelves that were already spotless, rewashing clothes that didn't need it. Her husband came home earlier than usual. They sat together at the small dining table, saying little, both pretending not to be watching the clock.
まあ悪いけど始めること頼んだ。
私がお世話してあげられること何もなさそうだけど。
まあな、勝手に予備校行って家で勉強してるだけだからな。
That night, nobody talked about scores or schools. Because deep down, they both knew what he was carrying wasn't just about school. It was about identity, about proving himself, about being worth the sacrifice everyone had made for him. The next few days moved slowly. He still studied, but something had changed. A heaviness settled on his shoulders, like he was dragging the past with every page he turned. He was doing everything right. That's the part no one talks about. When you follow every rule, check every box, try your hardest, and still fall short. He kept to a schedule so tight, it didn't even leave room for disappointment. And yet, it found him anyway. Together, the three of them made a plan. They researched review programs, found a part-time tutor, rearranged the apartment a bit to give him more space. It wasn't about pushing him harder. It was about helping him find his own rhythm. He began studying in silence, her quiet support anchoring him. No harsh words, only warm meals and steady presence. Slowly, something changed his grades, his self-worth. She never praised him loudly, but her belief was louder than any words. And in that stillness, he started believing in himself too. The results arrived. He didn't pass. His eyes sank with disappointment, but there was no blame, only comfort. She smiled gently, urging him to try again. "You've grown," she said. With renewed hope, he enrolled in extra classes. Not a failure, just a chapter. A beginning, not an end.